Anyone who watches My Hero Academia has their favorite characters. Mirio, Todoroki, Froppy, Bakugo, you know, the usual suspects.
But what about Deku?
You're one of those people whose favorite Dragon Ball Z character is Goku, right? Look, they're cool and all, but in a world where people's quirks can be anything, how about a little love for the weirdos? I'm talking about characters with quirks so weird or hard to draw that Horikoshi buried them in a crowd scene or relegated them to a B-plot. Well, today's your day, Lego man. Today's your day. I'm gonna be talking about all the background characters that deserve their 15 minutes of fame. Let's start with a softball, a relatively familiar face. Class 1B's Pony Tsunotori. Get it? Because she's a horse, so her name's Pony. We kind of met her before the UA Sports Festival. She even got to say a few lines. Though, to be fair, half of them were from Monoma. All we really know about her backstory is that she's an exchange student. Maybe she transferred from Uma Musume Pretty Derby? You know, the anime entirely about horse girls. Is Pony Tsunotori actually low-key a guest character? I could probably write an entire dissertation on horse girls in anime, and don't even get me started on cat girls. What was that one cat girl show that was on 4Kids? Tokyo Mew Mew. Oh, bro. Tokyo Mew Mew was the love that show. But Pony is UA's resident filly. Now I'm thinking about it, she doesn't know a lot of Japanese, so that throws my Uma Musume theory out the window. But English is her first language. So look out for the My Hero Academia, My Little Pony cinematic universe to come out. They both start with my, so I think this tracks. Why? I'm not happy about this. No! This makes me uncomfortable. Editor, please show everyone what Adrian just showed me. I'm sorry. Oh, is that canon?
Yes.
No! No! It's really uncomfortable because I'd rather have the horses than the people. I think that says a lot about me. I don't want the universe anymore. Tsunotori probably transferred to UA because she was too OP for the whole friendship is magic thing. Anyways, with her horn cannon quirk, she could kick the stuffing out of Twilight Sparkle. Pony can shoot up to 4 horns at a time and move them in midair. They're basically just guided missiles made out of keratin. Kind of like Gunhead's quirk, but better, and still somehow less gross. Keratin will never be badass. I didn't even know what it was before this video. No. But getting back on track, she's also pretty fast. Like, she didn't win the obstacle race or anything, but she made it into the cavalry battle as the horse. Because she's a horse. As strong as she probably is, I just want to see Pony Tsunotori in her own slice of life anime. Like she just hangs out on a farm eating apples and sugar cubes. Or maybe she's got a career ahead of her in Hollywood in the Seabiscuit remake that's inevitably coming. Suffice to say, weebs love when girls are also animals, so it makes sense that she'd get a lot more screen time. Next up is Pony's 1B classmate, another quirk user that likes to stick to the shadows, Kinoko Komori. You know, the mushroom girl. She looks like a mushroom, she's got a bowl cut like a mushroom, and she uses her quirk to grow mushrooms. She's a mushroom person. And of course, she really likes mushrooms. At least, I hope she does. Because it'd suck if you grew up hating broccoli, then you hit puberty and your face turns into a giant broccoli. I hope Komori was spared that fate, but she seems really into mushrooms and not in like a psychedelic sense. No joke, she knows all the scientific names of the mushrooms she grows, and even makes mushroom puns during battle. If Komori got more screen time, I could see her inflicting something truly awful like nail fungus on her opponents. Or she could go darker and force her enemies to inhale mushroom spores that she could then make sprout in their lungs. Before this gets too dark, I do have a lighter use of her quirk. She could be like Walter White, the meth guy, by growing psychedelic mushrooms and distributing them to UA students. I mean, hear me out. She starts a business, makes a little extra cash. It would be like a cross between Breaking Bad and Yellow Submarine, and Devilman Crybaby's Masaki Yuasa would be brought in as a guest director. This is a dope idea. Can you get Horikoshi on the phone? Even if she doesn't want to run a mushroom empire, there's plenty more she could do on the show. Like if she got her own filler episode, it would be her and Shiozaki, the Vine Girl, running a greenhouse together. It'd be like The Odd Couple. Shiozaki wants the greenhouse bright and sunny for her plants, but Komori wants it dark for her mushrooms. Spoilers, they learn to work together through the power of friendship in botany. All right, so I want to roll with this whole Class 1B garden vibe, so let's move on to Bugface Boy, Togaru Kamakiri. I feel like this guy has a seriously f***ed up backstory. Something about how his mom ate his dad. That's a praying mantis joke. Shout out to any entomologists out there. Funny enough, Kamakiri likes collecting bugs himself, which is kind of weird if you think about it too much. Yeah, I'd rather not think about it at all. It's like cannibalism, but collecting. Like you don't eat your own people, but you collect them. Maybe it's just me, but this guy gives off serious Tokiyami vibes. Like he's got the head of a bug, but his quirk has nothing to do with it. Razor Sharp lets him just grow huge blades out of his body. Not really a bug thing. Okay, I guess growing blades out of his forearms would make him look more like a praying mantis. Kind of reminds me of Scyther. Still, being able to cover your body in swords is a sick ability. No wonder he reminds me of Tokiyami, is because he's literally edgy. I'm gonna quit. For some reason, I picture Kamakiri hanging out with Shoji. They can both bond over how they're both like strange alien-looking creatures who quirk. Hold up, Kamakiri's hero name is Jack Mantis. Jack Mantis, all right, that's too cool of a name to waste. All right, new plan. Kamakiri gets his own series where he's a private eye, Tokiyami will be his partner, and the two will travel around together, investigating murder cases. It'll basically be like having two Batmans, except they have a bug face. Whatever, I may not have the dark, gritty drama anime of my dreams, but I will still at least have Vantablack. We haven't really seen him use his quirk, which is called Black. What's his power? Black. My power's black. I don't know if that's... Someone stop that black man. And I was like, whoa. It's like, no, he's actually a black man. And while I'm totally down for blackness being a superpower in an anime, this isn't exactly what I meant. So Kuroiro's quirk lets him basically possess any objects that are black. I don't like this. And that includes anything that's covered in shadow. Like if a ball is black, he can just jump into it and move the ball around. He can also haul ass quickly through dark surfaces. Kind of reminds me of Pride from Fullmetal Alchemist. He even got the same creepy smile. Black representation in anime, everybody. Mr. Popo, Pride from Fullmetal Alchemist, this guy. Thank you for the black representation. When your boy asked for equal representation in anime in his racism in anime video, I don't think this is what he meant. His quirk is pretty cool and has tons of applications, so why don't we see more of him in the anime and manga? Well, maybe Horikoshi was questioning his life choices. Or maybe we just have to chalk this one up to lack of diversity in anime. Do we really have to count the guy whose quirk is being the darkest material known to man? Get it together, anime. Vantablack deserves his redemption arc. I want to see this guy swimming through the shadows like a freaking dolphin because his quirk is amazing, and just because his face is horrifying doesn't mean he doesn't deserve some screen time. And then there's Manga Fukidashi, that random guy with the speech bubble for a head. I swear, this guy had a bad run-in with Rohan Kashibe, and Heaven's Door still hasn't worn off. Add that to the list. My hero shares a universe with My Little Pony and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Once again, I'm picking up Tokiyami vibes. His head is a speech bubble, but look at his arms. He's just like a normal guy. I guess that's better than a floating speech bubble that wears clothes. Like, I don't have to wonder about how this guy uses the bathroom, you know? But I do wonder how he does everything that involves a mouth, like eating or kissing. He's missing out on all the finest things in life. Also, do you think Manga Fukidashi actually likes manga? Like, Mushroom Girl loves mushrooms. That's a fact. But I don't know if Fukidashi reads manga in his spare time. People probably always ask him, oh, since your name is manga, you probably love manga, right? I would love this quirk if it meant I was always caught up on One Piece. Or if it let me do impossible manga-related things like read the end of Hunter x Hunter. At least Fukidashi's head is actually part of his quirk, comic. Apparently, he literally speaks things into existence by spelling out comic book onomatopoeia. So he's God. It's kind of like Koichi's Echoes Act 1 and 2 from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Shared universe, remember? For example, if Fukidashi creates a big block of letters that says BAM, he can smash through walls and stuff. Or like a big sploosh would smack everyone with a torrent of water. I want to see this in action purely out of curiosity. Like, what are comics' limits? Would a bunch of pachoos turn into laser beams? Or maybe a giant crunch could snap something in half. Seriously, Manga Fukidashi could secretly be the most OP character in the whole My Hero universe. Forget One for All, forget All for One, comic could potentially rewrite the manga itself. things could get seriously meta. Like, imagine Fukidashi wakes up one day and realizes he's in a manga, like Neo unplugging from the Matrix. With this quirk, couldn't he just rewrite events as they happen? Nobody could stop him. He'd basically be an omnipotent god. Well, if he has any grand designs, we'll know about them. It can't be easy to keep secrets when your head is a speech bubble. Up until now, I talked about how dangerous and powerful these background characters can be. But sweet, sweet Lunch Rush can only do good. He runs the cafeteria at UA, and apparently his food is incredible. Even better, he can make tons of it in a short amount of time. Like, if Lunch Rush went on missions around the world, global hunger would cease to be a thing. But here's the tragic part. I don't think he can eat his own food. Like, I can't see any kind of mouth on that weird metal tube thing he has for a head. What is that tube anyway? My best guess is that it's some kind of vent, genetically perfected for close quarters cooking. Smoke alarms be damned. Lunch Rush can fry up a whole 3-course meal in a walk-in closet if he wants to. This guy has so much potential. He could have his own competitive cooking show, Iron Chef style, or he could teach other heroes how to cook. Can you picture Lunch Rush screaming at heroes like Gordon Ramsay? Yeah, me neither. He just seems too nice. If anything, he'd have a filler episode where he takes Komori on as an intern. He could teach her all the different ways to prepare and serve mushrooms. Plus, one thing my hero is missing is some delicious looking anime food. Didn't Miyazaki make it a law that all food in anime has to look good? Get with the program, My Hero Academia. You're squandering Lunch Rush's talents. But for real though, Lunch Rush might be the most tortured background character so far. His food can fuel the young heroes of UA, feed starving villages, and just generally make the world a better place. Yet, he can't taste the fruits of his labor. All I can do is give a blank, vacant expression, the 1,000-yard stare of a hero who lives to serve and serves to live. And through it all, Lunch Rush musters the strength, the willpower to face his miserable existence with a thumbs up. Knowing that people enjoy his food is enough. Hey, no shame in being a civil servant, Lunch Rush. Not every hero can be All Might. I mean, just look at your cousin Backdraft. He's doing just fine. Okay, I don't actually know if they're cousins, but they both got the mechanical head thing going on, so I'm gonna assume that they are. Speaking of which, you remember the Lego head guy? The guy in the front row during Principal Nezu's speech. His head kind of looks like one of those single-ped 1x1 Legos, aka the least fun Lego piece. Like, what could his quirk possibly be? If Mount Lady stepped on him, it would hurt like hell for her, but that's about all I can think of. Also, if his power is Lego, why wouldn't he just have a little Lego face instead of the blank stare of a 1x1 block? Give this kid a break. What about Long Nose Boy? Can't forget about Clothespin Face. Why does he want to be a hero with a quirk like Clothespin? How's that gonna work? And think about how awesome Godzilla from the Two Heroes movie would be. He's just Godzilla dressed up as a Gurren Lagann character. And you remember Trapezius headgear? I'm kind of scared to show him, so we're gonna flash on screen real quick. You know what's wrong with him. This crane looking son of a bitch looks like a Ditto started transforming into a Machoke and got bored halfway through. And for all I know, Hagakure has been a background character in every scene. You can't prove she wasn't. Really, I could do this all day, so y'all gonna have to let me know your favorite background characters in the comments. And you should also subscribe to GetintheRobot. It's comfy in here. Thanks for watching. I'm Kurt. Put actual black people in anime and not literal black people.